John McCAIN joins us. You know, Senator, it's like you think it can't get worse, and it just keeps getting worse.
Children now, they use as executioners, and you know, the tragedy of all this in the long run is we still don't have any policy or strategy to defeat ISIS. The president keeps saying the goal is to degrade and defeat ISIS, but we don't have a strategy. I challenge you to have one person from the administration on here who could tell you what the strategy is to defeat ISIS.
Let me ask you sort of a companion question, sequestration, because if we want to do a little bit more against ISIS, do we have the ability?
We do not. Today, the Commandant of the Marine Corps and the Chief of Naval Operations, the two service heads, testified that if we don't repeal sequestration, we will put the lives of American men and women serving in uniform at risk. And unfortunately, I'm afraid many of my Republican colleagues in both House and the Senate don't seem to appreciate that, and it is dangerous to the security of America. We may find ourselves, Republicans, asking for less money for defense than the president is requesting. That's hard to justify. It's impossible to justify.
Senator, I also want to ask you about the letter you sent along with 46 other Republican senators to Iran's leaders. The letter warns that any nuclear deal that does not get congressional approval could be reversed by the next president. And today, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton slamming that letter.
There appear to be two logical answers. Either these senators were trying to be helpful to the Iranians or harmful to the commander-in-chief in the midst of high-stakes international diplomacy. Either answer does discredit to the letter's signatories.
Senator McCain, your thoughts. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says that either that letter helps Iran or hurts the president, one or the other.
Well, it may be a nice diversion from her present challenge. But look, the reason why you see this near hysterical reaction and claims that it's never been done before and all that is because they are scared to death of the possibility of a requirement of congressional ratification, because they know it isn't going to happen, because already we know enough that instead of eliminating Iran's ability to acquire nuclear weapons, it delays it. And of course, we're leaving them with thousands of centrifuges. So the near hysteria on the part of, and by the way, the president said that we were helping the hardliners. Help me out there. Who are the softliners? We've got the guy who's the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard in Iraq today with Shiite militias who we fought against during the surge, and this guy Soleimani is directly responsible for copper-tipped IEDs that killed hundreds of Americans, men and women, as soldiers and Marines.
Okay. Look, I think that I think you could have achieved the same effect by doing an op-ed and having 47 senators sign it, and I think Iran follows that closely. I was in North Korea once, and North Korea is giving me hell about something they'd read in the New York Times. So all these governments are watching us. And I think the president should go to Congress to have it ratified. I think this is a treaty. But I actually, to communicate around the president's back like that, I actually have trouble with that one.
Well, it's been done before.
I know, but still, I mean, like, you know, you could have achieved the same thing, though, all 47 of you, without trying to sort of rub the president's nose in. The president should go to you. That's a treaty, I think. And I think the Constitution demands it. I
don't think there's any doubt that it is a treaty, and that what that letter did was tell the Iranians that whatever deal they make, that the Congress of the United States is going to play a role. Maybe that wasn't exactly the best way to do that, but I think that the Iranians should know that the Congress of the United States has to play a role in whether an agreement of this magnitude.
Yeah, but isn't it sad that you have to tell Iran that and not the president? I
think we've told the president many times.
But I mean, the whole idea that it gets to the point where like the president was going to end run you, and now you guys end run the president.
It's also symptomatic of the total lack of trust that exists now between the Congress, we Republicans, and the president. After 22 times saying that it was unconstitutional for him to issue an executive order on immigration, he goes ahead and does it. He announces a restoration of relations with Cuba without contacting a single member of Congress that I know of. Look, this environment, he says that instead of conceding that Republicans won the election in 2014, he says He's talking for the two-thirds that didn't vote. I mean, this is established a poisoned environment here, which sometimes causes us to react, maybe in not the most effective fashion.
Senator, always nice to see you, sir.
Thank you.